Welcome to chapter number 3. Chapter number 3 is a great application-oriented chapter. It deals with, as the name suggests here, attitudes and job satisfaction. So really, as you read this, what you want to look at are the components of job satisfaction and how those components affect performance. I mean, that's really the payoff or the reason why we study these things. Just like we've talked about earlier, this is a means to an end in the sense that we're trying not so much to manipulate, but to manage people's attitudes and the components that make up an attitude in order to maximize performance on the job, to deliver a satisfactory or exemplary performance. This is a great, and again, I'm not going to go through all the slides here, but you can study this. There are a lot of components or variables, externalities, as they say in economics, that lead to an attitude about something. You can have two people, same conditions, same background, same everything, and will respond differently to a given situation. Their attitude toward it or how they view something will be completely different. And honestly, and we know this, even instinctively, is that attitude really is everything. Two people can be in the same spot, horrible spot, or good spot, and have a different reaction. Some will tough through it and make the best of it and excel. Others will melt like an ice cream cone in July and fail utterly. So there's a cognitive, affective, and behavioral element to attitude. So this is really a scientific dissection through this chapter about the various components. So as you read this, what we're looking for are areas, independent variables, where we as managers or an organization can alter those variables for maximum output or positive attitude. Now, a lot of this, and almost all of that, or a big chunk of this, depends upon who is recruited. So again, this goes back to the feeder that you're attempting to, as you recruit, you're looking for individuals that are going to excel in the given environment that they're walking into. So this is where it is all important for every organization, if they're going to maximize their human resource talent, to really understand the environment in a very clear-headed, not a rose-colored, overly optimistic look at the conditions, but to an honest assessment, and then look for people who will excel in that assessment and within that environment in order to maximize outputs. Okay, not to manipulate or trick anyone, but to really align people with success. So there's an emotional or feeling element to an attitude, an intention to behave in a certain way, and opinions, segment of an attitude, and sentiments are also involved. So when you read this, carefully think, and this does apply to your project of, okay, and do a self-analysis. Well, how is my attitude? Is it a positive or a negative one? Would you hire yourself, as an example? Think about who succeeds and who fails and why. And it's not always the most talented that succeeds or the most gifted, and it's not always the ones that are more average that fail. But attitude is a tremendously powerful element within this analysis, and you do well to study this chapter very carefully, because this gets down into the real the gearbox of organizational success. Okay, so make sure you read this very carefully, the whole chapter. Pay close attention to the implications for managers at the end, and I think you'll enjoy this.